Hey, what's going on, guys? Today I'm going to tell you the story of what happened to this poor little book right here, or this poor, very large book right here. So I was on my way to my summer classes. This was a couple years ago, and I was going for my undergraduate degree, but I was actually going to head out the door early, which is insane for me. I am never early, I am never on time, I am always late. So the fact that I was actually heading out the door early was an absolute miracle. Another thing you should know is I took absolutely nothing to class. I didn't even take a pencil or a pen to class. We had computers that sat on our desk, so I took all my notes on the computer. There was no need to take anything. But that day we were taking a test in my first class, and I had my second class in the exact same room. I didn't really want to walk around and do all that stuff, so I decided to bring my little book so I can read it and just be in the same room when the next class started. So I walk out the back door. It is beautiful outside. It is blue skies, white puffy clouds, which felt amazing because it had rained and stormed the entire week prior to this. At the time I was driving a Jeep, and it had been forever since I took the windows off and rolled up the back. So I was like, yes, today is a beautiful, perfect day. I'm going to take off the doors and cruise into class and enjoy my drive. So me being the genius that I am, instead of opening up the door and tossing this into the passenger seat, I sat there and I tossed it on top of the Jeep, on top of the canvas on the top. Then I open the door, take off the window, go to the other side, take off the window, turn on the car, throw it in reverse, back down the driveway, and then take off down the street. It had been forever since I was able to take the windows off the Jeep, so I was booking it down the street, and all of a sudden I just hear this flapping, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh shit. And before I could do anything about it, I heard this sliding noise, and then all of a sudden I heard this soul-crunching thud as it hit the asphalt behind the Jeep. I sat there and I slammed on the brakes, threw it in reverse. I actually don't know. I don't remember actually checking to see if anybody was behind me. But I slammed on the brakes. I threw it in reverse and I went back to where it dropped. I jumped out of the Jeep and I was sitting there. I remember searching, looking around. I walked to the edge of the road, looked down into the ditch, and it is on this edge of this little cement thing. There is cement lining the bottom of the ditch. It is on the edge of it, and right below it there is this river of water that is flowing through because it had rained for the entire week before it, and it was soaked everywhere. So me being the absolute genius that I am, again on the same day took one step on this slope where there's wet grass, and I busted my ass and I started sliding all the way down to where the water was. It went up to my ankles, and I had just bought those shoes the day before. They were actually to replace my old shoes that I went to the park and destroyed in the mud the day before that. This is why I should not have nice things. So I get out, pick up my book, thankful that it's not completely soaked. It's still wet because the grass was wet all around there, but the spine was cracked. There were rocks and pebbles embedded into the spine of the book whenever it made impact with the asphalt, and there's grass stains and dirt stains all over this thing, but I was still able to finish it and read it. That was okay. I actually jumped back into my Jeep and went to class. I remember getting the weirdest stares from people as I was walking down the hallway. You can just hear me squish, 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 squish all the way down the hallway until I got to class. And one of my friends were actually in that class with me. And the first thing he said was, "What the hell did you do to the book?" Not what the hell happened to you. I was sitting there squishing all over the place. It was, what the hell happened to the book? That's a true friend right there. And from then on, he has called me Ben the Book Slayer, which is actually a pretty interesting name. I actually kind of like it. Not the way I got it, but I actually kind of like the name. So that was my bookish disaster story that happened to one of the books in one of my favorite series, which makes it extra shameful. Let me know down in the comments down below the worst thing that you've done to one of your books, and we can all be called book slayers. As always, you guys are absolutely incredible. Thank you for watching, and I will see you soon with a new video.